My dear soul, there is a sacred space within you that pulsates with extraordinary divine energy. It is an intimate sanctuary where a heavenly force dwells that transcends any logical or scientific explanation. Archangel Michael constantly whispers in your heart, offering guidance through sensations, intuitions, and knowledge that emerge from nowhere but carry a deep and transformative truth. This inner voice is not a figment of your imagination or a coincidence of fate. It is a heavenly gift, a spiritual compass that Saint Michael the Archangel has placed within your essence so that you will never lose your way in the storms of life. When everything around you seems to be falling apart, when uncertainties take over your mind and fear tries to paralyze your dreams, this inner wisdom manifests itself as a beacon of hope, illuminating paths that your physical eyes could never see. How many times have you felt that something warning you about a person, a situation, or a decision? How many times have you ignored that feeling and then deeply regretted it? Saint Michael the Archangel works through these subtle perceptions, trying to protect you from invisible traps and lead you to opportunities for growth and genuine happiness. He does not need audible words to communicate with you. His language is made up of feelings, of instant knowledge that springs from your heart like flowers blooming in spring. The modern world, unfortunately, has taught humanity to distrust these supernatural gifts. People have learned to value only what can be measured, weighed, and proven in laboratories. They have forgotten that there are dimensions of reality that operate beyond the five senses. Realities where Saint Michael the Archangel constantly works on behalf of those who keep their hearts open to receive his divine guidance. You, my precious creature, have been blessed with the ability to access these higher truths. Your soul has extremely sensitive spiritual antennae, capable of picking up heavenly messages that others cannot perceive. It is as if you were born with a radio tuned to a sacred frequency, where Saint Michael the Archangel constantly transmits precious information about your destiny, your relationships, your professional choices, and your paths to personal fulfillment. But this extraordinary ability must be cultivated with dedication and reverence. Just as a musician needs to practice daily to perfect their technique, you must create moments of silence and introspection to strengthen your connection with Saint Michael the Archangel. When you isolate yourself from external noise and immerse yourself in the sanctuary of your inner self, you make room for heavenly revelations to flow freely through your consciousness. In moments of greatest confusion, when your rational mind cannot find solutions to the challenges you face, draw closer to that inner altar where Saint Michael the Archangel waits patiently. Say sincerely, "Protective Archangel, I feel strange movements in my heart, perceptions that I cannot fully explain. I need your light to understand what is being revealed through these sensations. Enlighten my understanding so that I may act with wisdom and courage." Saint Michael the Archangel rejoices immensely when you acknowledge his presence and seek his guidance. These moments of intimate connection strengthen the channel of communication between you, making the heavenly messages increasingly clear and precise. You will begin to notice patterns, symbols, and synchronicities that previously went unnoticed, discovering that the entire universe conspires in your favor when you are aligned with divine will. Like any special talent, this spiritual sensitivity can atrophy if neglected. If you spend long periods ignoring the whispers of Saint Michael the Archangel, focusing exclusively on the material demands of existence, this sacred connection can gradually weaken. But the good news is that it never disappears completely. All you have to do is return to cultivating moments of stillness and contemplation for this divine flame to burn brightly in your heart once again. Saint Michael the Archangel does not communicate through shouting or authoritative commands. His voice is soft as a morning breeze, delicate as the touch of a feather, but it carries an unquestionable authority that resonates in the depths of your soul. He speaks through the peace that fills your heart when you are making the right decision, through the uneasiness that arises when something is not aligned with your divine purpose. Prepare to discover that Saint Michael the Archangel has magnificent plans in store for your life, plans that go far beyond your wildest dreams. He sees possibilities that your limited mind could never imagine, and he is eager to lead you on extraordinary journeys of growth, healing, and fulfillment. There will be moments in your spiritual journey when the future seems completely obscure, when you find yourself at complex crossroads without knowing which direction to take. In those crucial moments, Remember that Saint Michael the Archangel is the primary source of all true wisdom, the guardian of heavenly secrets that can transform your existence in extraordinary ways. He will never allow you to get lost in the darkness of confusion or become a victim of adverse circumstances. When anxiety begins to erode your inner peace and uncertainty threatens to steal your hope, calm your restless mind and dive deep into that sacred space where Saint Michael the Archangel dwells permanently. Ask for his divine guidance with genuine humility and trust fully that he will gradually illuminate your path, revealing each step at the exact moment you need to take the next move. Saint Michael the Archangel is constantly presenting opportunities and possibilities for your life, but not all of them are part of the perfect plan he has specifically designed for you. Some doors that open may seem attractive and promising on the surface, but they may end up leading you away from your true destiny. Other opportunities may not be malicious at all, but they are simply not right for the current moment of your spiritual journey. There are also those special openings that come directly from the hands of Saint Michael the Archangel. Heavenly invitations for you to enter new levels of personal growth, deep fulfillment, and authentic joy. Distinguishing between these different categories of opportunities requires an intimate and constant connection with higher wisdom, as well as the courageous willingness to abandon your own plans when they conflict with the divine will. Before continuing, write this mantra in the comments. The light of Saint Michael the Archangel protects me from all confusion and guides me with clarity. This simple gesture strengthens your attunement with heavenly wisdom and dissolves any clouds of uncertainty that may be obscuring your spiritual vision. When you allow Saint Michael the Archangel to direct your attention and guide your important decisions, he will always lead you down the path of abundant life, even when that route seems less obvious or comfortable at first. His deepest heart's desire is to gift you with supernatural discernment and enlightened understanding, sharpening your spiritual perception so that you can navigate through this world with unwavering confidence and unshakable courage. Saint Michael the Archangel does not expect absolute perfection from you. He perfectly understands your human nature and accepts you completely, including all your imperfections and limitations. What he invites you to embrace is a continuous journey of spiritual evolution and persistent pursuit of excellence in all areas of your existence. This means using your natural talents and special gifts with genuine integrity and constant fidelity to heavenly values. And if this message is touching your heart deeply at this moment, consider supporting this mission by clicking "Thank you." This gesture of kindness allows us to continue bringing words of light and divine guidance to others who are also seeking spiritual direction. When you live in this way, aligned with divine purposes, harmonizing your thoughts, innermost desires, and concrete actions with the compassionate heart of Saint Michael the Archangel, he amplifies your natural goodness and heavenly favor in truly amazing ways. Where there have been painful losses or prolonged scarcity, he completely restores and brings genuine abundance. Where you have encountered closed doors and blocked paths, he opens extraordinary new possibilities that far exceed your most optimistic expectations. The blessings of Saint Michael the Archangel are not earned through desperate efforts or deserved by impeccable behavior. They are generous gifts freely offered to his beloved children who trust fully in his unwavering love and eternal faithfulness. Even during seasons of apparent loneliness, when you feel misunderstood or isolated from the world, know with absolute certainty that you are never truly alone. Saint Michael the Archangel remains constantly by your side, closer than your own breath, more intimate than your most secret thoughts. These periods of quiet and withdrawal are not punishments or abandonment, but sacred invitations to deepen your intimacy with the divine. It is in the secret place, far from noisy distractions and social pressures, that Saint Michael the Archangel can convey his wisdom and most precious revelations with greater clarity and impact. The time has come to stop questioning your intrinsic value and doubting the magnificent narrative that Saint Michael the Archangel is carefully writing through your life. The inspiring thoughts, extraordinary dreams, and pure desires that constantly spring forth from your heart are clear evidence of the divine work being done within you. Saint Michael the Archangel makes no mistakes in his creations and never acts randomly or carelessly in his heavenly projects. He intentionally formed you with specific purposes and is intimately involved in every tiny detail of your daily existence. Even at this very moment, as you receive these words, Saint Michael, the Archangel is planting precious seeds of spiritual truth and glorious destiny in the fertile soil of your receptive heart. The enemy of souls will constantly try to stifle these divine words with destructive lies and false accusations, but you possess the supernatural power to tear down every deceptive narrative by standing firm in what you recognize as absolute truth. You are deeply loved with unconditional love. You possess infinite value that cannot be diminished by external circumstances, and you never walk alone through life's challenges. Be extremely intentional in aligning your mind and heart with Saint Michael, the Archangel's thoughts about you. Meditate constantly on the heavenly promises and allow them to take deep root in your soul, thirsting for hope. Deliberately choose to see yourself through the compassionate eyes of Saint Michael the Archangel, a radiant creature, completely redeemed, gloriously transformed, and destined for spiritual greatness. Categorically reject any thoughts or beliefs that contradict this fundamental truth, for these negative voices definitely do not originate from the divine source. The authentic voice of Saint Michael the Archangel always leads you to places of genuine freedom, lasting peace, and joyful certainty about your heavenly identity. As you navigate through the important decisions and opportunities that constantly arise in your path, remain extremely attentive and sensitive to the subtle guidance of your protective spirit. Not every open door represents a divine invitation to walk through it. There will be times when a particular path seems promising and attractive on the outside. But if you notice a lack of inner peace or feel an inexplicable uneasiness in your heart, pay careful attention to this gentle warning. Write in the comments, "Archangel Michael gives me discernment to recognize the paths that come from you." This statement activates your spiritual sensitivity and strengthens your ability to distinguish between authentic opportunities and dangerous distractions. This may be exactly how Saint Michael the Archangel protects you from something that would cause future harm or hinder your true purpose. When he closes a door or whispers it's not the right time yet, he always acts out of loving protection and wise provision. He sees the whole picture of your story and knows perfectly what is best for you, even when the situation seems confusing or painful in the present moment. Learn to trust Saint Michael the Archangel as much as you trust his enthusiastic yes. The same principle applies to your interpersonal relationships and emotional connections. Not all people are meant to have a permanent place in your life journey. As you grow spiritually and evolve toward your heavenly purposes, some people may not be able or willing to accompany you in these new seasons that Saint Michael the Archangel is preparing. Stay attuned to the practical fruits of your relationships, the words that are spoken, the actions that are demonstrated, and the overall impact they have on your spirit and emotional well-being. If you consistently feel drained, discouraged, or depleted after interacting with a particular person, this may be a clear sign that the relationship is not healthy or uplifting for your life right now. If someone constantly disrespects your personal boundaries, belittles your legitimate dreams, or pressures you to compromise your core values, this is a clear indicator that Archangel Michael may be gently guiding you away from relationships that are blocking your spiritual growth and preventing you from progressing toward your true destiny. Be honest with yourself about what you observe and experience in these relationships. If a situation or personal connection continues to rob you of your inner peace and disturb your emotional balance, it often represents a sign to release these toxic dynamics and trust that Archangel Michael will take care of the situation, either through supernatural healing or merciful removal from your life. Unexpected obstacles and surprising setbacks will inevitably arise on the path that lies ahead. Unforeseen detours and mishaps that you never anticipated or planned to face. But even in the midst of these challenging storms, resist the temptation to give in to deep discouragement or completely lose the hope that sustains your soul. There is divine purpose and powerful redemption in every unexpected turn and mysterious twist in your personal story. Each challenge you encounter is simultaneously a sacred invitation to lean more deeply on Saint Michael the Archangel, to stretch the muscles of your faith beyond known limits, and to expand your capacity to trust even when circumstances seem completely contrary to the promises you have received. The difficulties you face are not signs of his absence or indicators of his displeasure. but often represent the precise tools that Saint Michael the Archangel uses to mold you into the extraordinary person he has destined you to become. Embrace this process of spiritual growth courageously, even when it becomes uncomfortable and challenging, knowing with absolute certainty that Saint Michael the Archangel walks side by side with you through every stage of your transformation. As you navigate the inevitable ups and downs of the human experience, allow his unconditional love to be the reliable compass that consistently guides your steps and important decisions. This love is not fickle, conditional, or based on the quality of your daily performance. It is a love that never fails, never runs out, and never knows limits or boundaries. When you feel lost or uncertain about which direction to take, pause quietly and remember the unshakable nature of Saint Michael the Archangel's protective heart. Allow this fundamental truth to anchor your soul deeply and grant you renewed courage to continue moving forward with hope. Before continuing, write in the comments, "The love of Saint Michael the Archangel is my strength in every storm." This affirmation seals your trust in heavenly protection and renews your strength to face any adversity. And if you feel that this message truly resonates with something deep in your heart, please consider supporting our work by clicking "Thank you." This small gesture helps us continue to bring hope and divine guidance to more people. Saint Michael the Archangel has gifted you with a balanced mind and a spirit capable of supernatural discernment. Use these precious gifts in harmonious partnership with the divine word and the constant guidance of the Heavenly Spirit. Divine wisdom and practical common sense are not mutually exclusive, but were intentionally designed to work together in perfect harmony. As you sincerely seek the face of Saint Michael the Archangel and tune your sensitive heart to his voice, he will provide you with the necessary insights and practical strategies. You need to make wise decisions and navigate through complex situations with genuine grace and unwavering integrity. Trust fully in the wisdom that Saint Michael the Archangel has implanted within you, and do not be afraid to act with courageous faith when he motivates you to take important steps. Above all, remember constantly that your true identity is securely rooted in Saint Michael the Archangel and his eternal love for you. You are not defined by the mistakes you have made in the past, the struggles you face in the present, or the changing opinions of others around you. When Saint Michael the Archangel looks directly at you, he sees a perfect reflection of his own divine goodness and heavenly glory. He sees a beloved daughter who is created in an extraordinary and wonderful way, with specific purposes embedded in the DNA of your soul. Embrace completely the truth about who you really are from a heavenly perspective, completely forgiven, totally redeemed, and destined for spiritual greatness that is beyond your current understanding. As you continue on this transformative journey of personal growth and spiritual awakening, be extremely patient and compassionate with the gradual process. Genuine and lasting changes rarely happen overnight, and this is perfectly acceptable in the eyes of Archangel Michael. He is in no unnecessary hurry and is completely committed to walking patiently with you through every phase of your spiritual evolution. Celebrate joyfully the progress you have already made and the healing you have already experienced in various areas of your life. But always maintain a humble heart and a learner's attitude. Keep your heart completely open to the ongoing work that Archangel Michael wishes to accomplish within you, even when this process challenges you beyond your familiar comfort zones. One of the most fundamental practices you can adopt to remain aligned with the protective heart of Saint Michael the Archangel is to consciously prioritize regular moments of spiritual intimacy with him. Set aside specific times to be in his sacred presence, not as a heavy religious obligation, but as a joyful necessity that deeply nourishes your soul's thirst for divine connection. It is during these precious moments of stillness and sincere devotion that you will find the supernatural strength, practical wisdom, and spiritual renewal you need to face life's complex challenges with inner peace and unwavering resilience. Don't settle for a superficial and distant relationship with Saint Michael the Archangel. Dive deep into the crystal clear waters of heavenly intimacy. Seek him with all your burning heart, and watch as he responds generously with overwhelming love and absolute loyalty. The pure and legitimate desires that Saint Michael the Archangel has carefully planted within your heart, he will surely fulfill at the perfect time. Trust completely in divine timing for it is always flawless and takes into account factors that your limited perspective cannot see. Lift up your head with renewed hope, my courageous soul, and rise up with fresh determination when the waves of life become high and overwhelming. When you feel completely exhausted and powerless, immediately draw close to Saint Michael the Archangel. When fatigue threatens to break your resistance, he will become your inexhaustible source of energy. He will be your unwavering courage when fear tries to paralyze you, and your solid foundation when everything around you seems unstable and uncertain. Write in the comments, Saint Michael the Archangel renews my strength and sustains me in all battles. This statement activates the heavenly power in your life and strengthens your connection to the divine source of all strength. Saint Michael, the Archangel, will breathe new life into your weary spirit and grant you the tenacity necessary to persevere through every obstacle that attempts to block your progress. Never forget that he is the supreme ruler of the entire universe. Absolutely nothing escapes his watchful attention, and nothing exists outside the limits of his sovereign control. Listen carefully, my precious protege, never give up hope, even when circumstances seem impossible to overcome. Seek earnestly for Saint Michael the Archangel in sincere prayer, and genuine hope will never disappear from your heart. Lift up your weary eyes to see beyond the mountains of difficulties that seem to surround you. For Saint Michael the Archangel is infinitely greater than any problem you may face. He conquered death itself and triumphed over the grave. If he achieved victory over humanity's greatest enemy, absolutely nothing can stand between you and the complete victory he has already secured for you. Place all your trust in Saint Michael the Archangel, for he is incapable of lying or breaking a single promise. Bring before him all your paralyzing fears, every tension that tightens your chest, every worry that steals your peace, and every heavy burden that bends your shoulders. Silence the cruel doubts that whisper lies about your inadequacy or inability. Do not be deceived by those who wish to witness your downfall or celebrate your failure. There is no safer place in the entire universe, nor more genuine comfort, than to remain constantly at the protective side of Saint Michael the Archangel. When fear threatens to knock you down completely, immediately remember his powerful words and reconnect with every promise he has ever whispered lovingly into your attentive ears. Saint Michael the Archangel will cause you to prosper abundantly in all areas of life. He will grant you unwavering hope and a bright future filled with extraordinary possibilities. My beloved daughter, hold fast to his words as if they were lifelines, for they are completely true and absolutely reliable in every way. Saint Michael the Archangel will never lead you down deceptive paths or abandon you in your time of greatest need. He will hold you firmly in his powerful hand and guide you carefully toward the abundant life he has specifically ordained for you since before the foundation of the world. Every trial you currently face is only a prelude to something infinitely greater and more glorious. Arise right now, my precious warrior. Shake off completely the dust of discouragement that has tried to accumulate on you, and categorically refuse to believe the poisonous lies of the enemy that seek to entangle you in webs of despair. You are not trapped by the evil schemes of the adversary, for his only real weapon is subtle deception and psychological manipulation. Saint Michael the Archangel has already claimed complete victory on your behalf even before you were born into this world. He is not only your compassionate savior, but also your invincible warrior who constantly fights on your behalf. Fear nothing, for Saint Michael the Archangel remains eternally at your side, defending your interests with protective zeal. Lean completely on his supernatural strength, especially when your own human strength is completely exhausted, for your apparent weakness becomes the perfect setting for the demonstration of Saint Michael the Archangel's unlimited power. There are no limits to what you can accomplish when you remain constantly connected to him through genuine spiritual intimacy. It is not through your own desperate efforts, but through the powerful spirit of Saint Michael the Archangel that he infuses you with unconditional love, unwavering courage, and guaranteed triumph over all adversity. Declare your complete trust in him publicly and watch in awe as your dearest dreams come to life. Your plans are fulfilled perfectly, and your battles are won in a supernatural way. And if this message continues to touch something deep within your heart, please consider supporting this mission to spread light by clicking "Thank you" This gesture allows us to continue bringing words of hope to more people who need heavenly guidance. Saint Michael, the Archangel, is with you today, will be with you tomorrow, and will remain by your side for all eternity. My dear daughter, can you truly comprehend the depth of love that Saint Michael the Archangel feels for you? Can you sense the intense longing of his heart to see you blossom fully, rising majestically above all your challenges and living the abundant life he has meticulously prepared for you? Saint Michael the Archangel's purest desire is extremely simple. He wants you to flourish abundantly, not merely survive difficulties. He wants you to be completely filled with divine purpose and authentic joy. He formed you with deliberate intent, weaving specific passions into the very fabric of your being. And he experiences great delight as he watches you pursue these dreams with courageous determination. You were definitely not created for mediocrity or conformity. Saint Michael the Archangel formed you with a courageous spirit, a heart overflowing with genuine love, and a mind filled with insatiable curiosity. The world may try to intimidate you with its pressures and expectations, but Saint Michael the Archangel has empowered you with divine strength, the strength necessary to climb impossible mountains. Love fiercely even when it is risky, and run with unwavering determination toward your most ambitious goals. Take a deep breath and constantly remind yourself that you are not a meaningless cosmic accident. Saint Michael, the Archangel, longs to grant you every blessing he has in store in the heavenly vaults, to watch the purest desires of your heart materialize in tangible form. He is not a distant, disinterested spectator watching your struggle from afar. Write in the comments, "I receive all the blessings that Saint Michael the Archangel has prepared for me." This statement opens the heavenly portals and aligns your heart with divine generosity. You have the unwavering support of Saint Michael, the Archangel, his constant strength and his resolute faith working tirelessly on your behalf. He will continue to fight for you, even when you feel unable to fight for yourself. Take heart, for your secret dreams and silent longings are not empty fantasies or impossible desires. They are the whispers of Saint Michael, the Archangel's own heart echoing within yours, calling you to higher levels of fulfillment and purpose. He planted these precious seeds within you intentionally and is personally committed to nurturing them until they reach full bloom and abundant fruition. You do not walk alone on this challenging journey. Saint Michael the Archangel is always present to carry your heavy burdens and grant you refreshing rest when the path seems too long and the road becomes too steep for your limited strength. When the path ahead seems impassable and the obstacles seem insurmountable, simply cling to the words of Saint Michael the Archangel with desperate strength. Embrace these promises with all your heart, hold them close to your chest like precious treasures, and allow them to guide your every step. By doing this consistently, you will discover that life is not only full of meaning, but overflowing with abundance that vastly exceeds your wildest imaginings. Never allow fear to steal your legitimate joy or dim the brightness of the hope that Saint Michael the Archangel has kindled within you. When you courageously refuse to give fear any space in your thoughts and emotions, it automatically loses any destructive influence over your life. Speak the powerful words of Saint Michael the Archangel with absolute conviction. Believe completely in the promises he has made specifically to you, and you will witness extraordinary miracles manifesting in ways you never imagined possible. Every word that Saint Michael the Archangel has spoken, every promise he has solemnly made, constitutes unshakable truth that remains steadfast regardless of the external circumstances you may be facing. Do not fear, my beloved protege. Do not allow the shrill voice of fear to drown out or silence the gentle but authoritative voice of Saint Michael the Archangel, speaking words of life over your situation. You will not be defeated by your current trials. Listen carefully to the declaration that Saint Michael the Archangel makes about you at this moment. Stand firm on his word and watch as the darkness of suffering is completely dispersed by the radiant light of his transforming presence. Nothing can uproot or destabilize you when you find your fundamental stability in Saint Michael the Archangel. He is always on the move, constantly alert, and eternally ready to respond to your call for help. You will never face your battles alone, for Saint Michael the Archangel is your most loyal and trustworthy ally. His mighty hand will hold you steady, especially during your darkest moments when night threatens to engulf you completely. When the storm rages wildly around you, Saint Michael the Archangel remains your unshakable fortress and unbreakable anchor. Do not fear when uncertainty slowly tries to erode the foundations of your faith. Instead, run immediately to Saint Michael the Archangel as your safe haven. Write in the comments, "Saint Michael the Archangel is my unshakable fortress in all of life's storms." This affirmation seals your trust in heavenly protection and establishes your inner peace. Let go of your paralyzing worries and place all your trust in His infinite ability to care for you. Don't allow life's challenges to blind you to the constant presence of Saint Michael the Archangel. For as you can clearly see, his commitment to you never wavers or diminishes. It remains as constant and reliable as the sunrise that faithfully breaks through each new morning. Every promise Saint Michael the Archangel has made to you is solidly grounded in his unfailing and enduring love. Therefore, trust him completely and lean on the boundless devotion he has for you. Do not seek answers through your own limited resources or human wisdom. Simply listen intently to the voice of Saint Michael, the Archangel, whispering guidance in your heart. He is your loving Heavenly Father and will never disappoint you or fail to fulfill what he has promised. When waves of adversity crash violently around you and headwinds howl menacingly, fix your gaze completely on Saint Michael the Archangel. He is your lasting peace, the guiding light that shines consistently in the midst of the fiercest storm. Do not be afraid of the unexplored depths of your own heart, my courageous daughter. The intense pressures of life may seem overwhelming at times, but Saint Michael the Archangel remains with you every turn of the way. He is closer than the very air that fills your lungs, sustaining you continually, strengthening you daily, and carrying you through every difficulty. Regardless of where you have been in the past or what mistakes you have made previously, Saint Michael the Archangel is here for you in the present. There is absolutely nothing in your personal history that can separate you from his transforming love. Saint Michael the Archangel is a protector of boundless mercy and extravagant grace. Approach him exactly as you are, with all your imperfections and limitations, and he will welcome you with open arms and a completely accepting heart. Do not hesitate to approach him because of fear or shame about past mistakes. Saint Michael the Archangel has absolute power to calm any storm in your life. He can grant you a peace that completely transcends human understanding. He is present in every struggle you face and carefully collects every tear you shed. He holds your hand firmly in his powerful protection and is constantly renewing your inner strength. Do not allow the crushing weight of the world to destroy your resilient spirit. Remain steadfast and unshaken, for Saint Michael the Archangel is your indestructible foundation. Allow his unconditional love to envelop you completely like a protective cloak, and you will experience true spiritual riches, joy that knows no bounds, and deep satisfaction that can only be found in intimate communion with him. And always remember, Saint Michael the Archangel is working behind the scenes of your life, orchestrating supernatural miracles and preparing extraordinary blessings specifically for you. Take his outstretched hand and walk together on this road of life. He will never abandon you, and his healing love will heal every wound and pain you carry in your heart. If this message has touched your soul in a special way, if you feel hope being renewed within you, I warmly invite you to become part of this spiritual family. Subscribe to this channel not just as another number, but as someone who has found a home where your soul is understood and valued. Share your story with us in the comments. Tell us how this message impacted your heart and what you learned about the protective love of Saint Michael the Archangel. Your journey matters, your experience has value, and your voice can bring hope to someone else who also needs to hear that they are not alone. Together, we form a community of light where every soul is welcomed with genuine love.